Christmas. Juan and I want to wish our subscribers and our listeners a happy holidays. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sports Dynasty podcast.
I like how you put emphasis on our subscribers, our listeners. Well, you guys know where we at by now. You like, subscribe. Finally got it right this time. This is take 4, by the way. We're messing up today. We're not used to recording at freaking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We usually do it much later in the day.
Yeah, well, I'm more well rested, so.
Yeah,
so
well, kind of.
Somewhat, yeah.
But like, rate, subscribe, comment on all of our platforms, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, iHeartradio, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Radio, all types of places that by now, blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
Let's get this going, shall we?
Yes.
All right, with a decent, and I choose that term very loosely, Week 16, that's just for Saturday. Sunday freaking sucked. It was a horrible Sunday late straight games. Except the Eagles game was a little funny. Well, if you listen to Skip Bayless at all afterwards, it was great. But it was no. Let me stop bull crapping. This is horrible freaking Week 16. Sunday was complete trash. It was boring.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the Sunday night game. I didn't feel like it.
And Monday was just Mondays, like.
I mean, yeah, the first half was decent, but yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Saturday was all that needed to be seen, basically.
It was to the point where you had to decide whether you wanted to watch WWE Raw or Monday Night Football, which, honestly speaking, kind of tough to get away.
Seth Rollins is pretty damn funny, beating people up over and over again, heel now. I think it's hilarious. I think next week we can go into WWE though. Yeah. Oh no, the week after that. Next week is regular season in review week.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. So the week after that, we'll go back to WWE.
Yeah.
And get the Raw for WrestleMania.
Gotcha.
But all right, so let's just get going. Let's get through all of these disgusting trash games that we don't give a shit about. Starting with Jaguars and Falcons.
Why?
I don't even remember what was in that one. See, exactly. Like, who cares?
It was really, really weird. Like, who won the game anyway? Like, honestly,
Atlanta. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I'm like trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. See, that's the point. Like most of these games are like that. Like Colts and Panthers. Colts beat the ever loving crap out of them, which I figured. See, like
true.
Okay,
and
cool.
my thing is like, for what? And like for what? Like what?
Just to look strong. You know, they don't believe that the end of the season strong for next season.
Yeah.
That myth that doesn't exist. Yeah, that.
Yeah. True.
Okay. Lions and Broncos. Drew Lock does Drew Lock. Of course he does. It's the Lions. That's literally been, to me, the worst team in the NFL for the last 2 months. It's been the Detroit Lions.
I agree.
Yeah, like they suck. Raiders actually beat the Chargers. See, Chargers literally can't do anything right. They need to blow up that entire team.
I'm not surprised they won anyway. I knew they were going to win anyway. And then 2, of course, it was Raider Nation took over StubHub Center. So
like every other team
does. But damn, man, the Chargers are just a joke.
Yeah, there's a piece of crap franchise. You knew that. No, well. Okay, Chiefs beat the crap out of the Bears Sunday Night Football. Again, pretty obvious that was going to happen.
Yes.
Knew it. Yeah, like, Cojones looked like Cojones, I think. I don't even know. I didn't watch the game. I refused. Yeah, he looked pretty good. Yeah, just Trubisky. It was Trubisky. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, the Chiefs are now 11-4, correct? Yeah, 11.
They're 1 game behind New England, so whatever that record is.
So basically, only thing it means is that the Patriots just can't rest their starters in Week 17, which we'll get to that later on. But
the next episode,
yeah, the Chiefs have the Chargers. They have a chance to get the number 2 seed with a win and a Patriot loss, which we're gonna talk about that later. So we'll see about that. Yeah.
Okay, and the Steelers pretty much got their playoffs host basically erased.
Oh my god!
Against the Jets.
Oh my god!
Which I'm not surprised, but then I'm like, really, guys?
I know we're not supposed to talk about trash games for long, but Jesus Christ, Adam Gase. People say, "Oh, the Jets won 5 of the last 7 games." Who gives a shit? They suck. Adam Gase is a fucking bum, and they're so arrogant. When the media, the New York media, disbashes him, know what he says? I'm rich as fuck, so I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
He said that?
I swear to God. Look at it right now.
Oh,
Manish Manetta, the Daily News, that's like what he said. He says, I'm rich as fuck. I don't care. I'm like, this guy's
And that's your coach, Jets?
Yeah. So
let's go.
And then the Steelers, y'all need Ben Roethlisberger needs to come back and hope he plays another 3 years because
basically
Mason Rudolph is not an NFL quarterback. He sucks. And then my thing is Juju. You dropped the fucking 4th down conversion pass.
He did?
He dropped it right into his hands.
He's on clutch. I knew he was on
right
clutch.
Right into his hands. I'm like, yo. And I have to give credit to the Jets defense. Greg Williams is a hell of a coach.
He should be head coach.
He should be head coach because Adam Gase fucking sucks. But Steelers don't deserve to make the playoffs after this. You suck. Next.
Damn.
I'm rich as fuck. That's not the funniest thing I've ever seen. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I feel like most coaches think that. They just don't say it out loud.
But he's a fucking dick. So
He really is. You can see from that.
He's a dick. Like,
okay, the Tank Bowls were probably the best games on Sunday.
Yeah,
They're very entertaining games.
2 Tank Bowls, actually.
2 of them, and they both were decent. The Giants and Redskins 41-35. That was pretty damn entertaining.
In overtime.
And they took out Dwayne Haskins during the game though. So that sucked.
Well, can we just address the elephant in the room that the Giants' defense is horrendous, and especially on that last possession with the Redskins when he scored to force it to overtime. Yeah, the Giants' defense is terrible.
Yeah, they have a lot of work to do there.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. But it was good to see, Danny Jones and Barkley doing their thing.
Dicing up a defense who's almost as worse as yours.
Yeah, 278 scrimmage yards. But yeah. So we'll see
Yep.
if both of these teams are playing play spoiler next
If anybody had Saquon Barkley and somehow made the championship round and they started him for some strange reason, they literally just won.
Yeah. So
which will be a lot of horse shit, but
yeah.
I did hear a story about that someone made the playoffs with like a under 500 record in their bum ass league, and they had like Odell and Barkley and all them, and guess what they've been doing the last few weeks?
Oh.
So they won their championship because of these guys who did not perform all season. That's why I don't do fantasy anymore.
Yeah.
Because of bullshit like that.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, retarded. Let me see, what else am I skipping? Oh yeah, the Browns getting destroyed by the Ravens. Yeah, that.
Freddie Kitchens needs to get fired immediately.
Yep. And the Ravens are actually going to rest their starters.
They are.
So they're smart. They look like bullies. I could have sworn they were going to play and beat the shit out of the Steelers because why not? But
well, technically, but then we'll talk about that too because the Steelers play against the Ravens. You have the Titans, even though they technically have the destiny of number 6 seed.
yeah, all they have to do is win and they
All they
got
have to do is win it to get in. Now I think you have 2 teams who already won their division, clinch their starters. Do you want your division rival to make the playoffs, or will they help Cleveland out? Will they help the Oakland Raiders out and beat both of them?
Yeah.
And the Raiders end up beating the Broncos, and then they get in because that's all it takes. But
Yeah, the Texans I think have the biggest they have the whole thing in their hands. Even though they could lose Tennessee, healthy or not, but do they want to see Tennessee again?
no, but the thing is that they technically are locked at the number 4 seed, even if.
That's true.
Yeah,
because
locked in
Kansas
the
City
4th seed.
losing is a joke.
It's a joke.
So yeah,
They're
that's
basically
true.
locked in the 4th seed.
So they're screwed to play Buffalo no matter what.
So they're already going to play Buffalo regardless. So they probably gonna say, "Listen, we're going to focus on Buffalo. Tennessee, you beat us, and you get into the playoffs." But I don't.
Shit, I would stress my starters and let Tennessee beat up on Kansas City. Tennessee has a better chance of beating Kansas City than Steelers, no question, or Oakland.
I agree, 100%.
But then at that point, to think about it, let's say if the Texans do beat, they wind up beating Buffalo somehow, which I don't think that's happening. By the way. That's a spoiler for next week's prediction show. But they will more likely than have to play. Who will they play? They'll go to New England.
No.
Let's say Tennessee beats Kansas City, and then Texans beat Buffalo.
The Tennessee goes to Baltimore, and then
and Texas go to New England. All right, so then they may not have to see. So then if I'm Texas, I'm letting Tennessee get it. Beat them by Kansas City. Yeah. Why not? Instead of giving Kansas City a bye week and Steelers.
True.
But yeah, that's what I would do.
Steelers wouldn't make the playoffs.
No, they don't. After this, their offense is just more anemic than I imagined. It's really bad.
Speaking of the Titans, they lost to the Saints early in that game too.
They did. That's what I was gonna say next.
So I can't really blame them because listen, you're playing against a team that wants to get at least a first round bye, so they gotta go all out. You guys, they held their own, but just the Saints are just a better team. But they needed to win last week against Houston.
They did.
They did, and they stayed bored. Technically, they helped themselves when Steelers lost to the bum ass. The Steelers really had a chance to really wrap up the number 6 seed officially next week. Even if you would have lost to Baltimore, you still in the driver's seat because of the strength of schedule. But whatever. The Steelers suck. Next.
Why did the Jets do this to people? The Jets literally ruined Dallas, Oakland, and now Steelers. Why did they take out 3 teams out of the playoffs?
Well, those players.
That's so funny.
If you think about it, those players, they are playing for contracts, they're really playing. That's what they're doing because they're not playing for Gase. Gase sucks.
Oh hell
so
no!
The defensive players, they're playing for Greg Williams. That's the real coach of the team, and they want a new contract. So whatever they want to do, they would do. So they're just going to go out and play out at that. But
they really did
the Jets
knock
really
out three
did knock
teams,
out three teams. Yeah, they really changed the fate of 3 teams because that's really bad. So
I mean, it's those teams' fault though. Like don't get it twisted. They had no business losing.
This is why,
but they did.
This is why you cannot take the lightly of the trash team in week 16, 17. Those are the teams are the most dangerous. Everyone knows that. Apparently not the Steelers. Apparently not
the Raiders either.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, continue.
That's what you get. We were gonna talk about yesterday, right? Like Packers beat up. It's same old Kirk Cousins, same old Vikings.
The Packers are only gonna. My only concern with the Packers is they are gonna get a first round bye because
they kind of cruising though. You know what I mean? How much urgency are they gonna play when they have to play maybe like a Seattle or something like that in the playoffs? I wonder how they come up with that.
Because let's be honest, whoever Seattle ends up falling. Like to be the 5 seed.
Yeah, they'll have to play Philly, which they can lose that game. By the way,
which they can lose that game.
But we'll just assume in the perfect world they don't. They beat up the NFC.
If Seattle beats Philly and New Orleans beats the Vikings, that means that the Vikings would head to Green Bay, and
we get a rematch at Santa Clara. Holy crap!
And Seattle will see San Francisco again.
Holy crap!
So that's going to be interesting as well. But like I said,
Seattle, I can't wait for playoffs, bro.
I can't wait for that. Especially that first weekend. I can't wait for it either. I want to.
I'm taking off work
on that Saturday.
I think I'm taking off work.
I'm definitely going to do something like that. That's going to be interesting.
This wild card weekend might be awesome. All right, so I think we got rid of all the trash games. I think we got to the games that matter now.
Yeah.
Saturday and Dallas. Yeah. So which we want to start? We want to start with Saturday. Or start with Dallas.
Let's start with Dallas.
All right. Cowboys, for some odd reason, never scored a touchdown. They lost to the Eagles at Philadelphia 9-17.
And they benched Amari Cooper in the last possessions of the game.
Yeah, because he had like 1,000 drops.
I understand that, but you traded first round picks for him.
Dude, 12 targets, 4 catches, bro.
I get it. I understand
and this isn't the first time they benched him for a quarter either.
I understand that. But if I'm a player, especially him, you need to go. You need to say, "Fuck that! I am not going to sit on this bench. I need to play." True indeed. But the thing is that they was way too conservative. Listen, you're making too conservative against the Eagles. The Eagles are not. They're not a good football team, but they're not a team that you want to leave around hanging around like that. Like talent wise, the Cowboys have the best talent on the roster I've ever seen this year, besides Cleveland, and they both managed to underachieve. So I just thought it was weird for them to do that. So
no, we know what the real problem was at the end of the day. The real problem is Jason Garrett, which hopefully will be the last time we get to see the son bitch. But we'll see what dumbass Jerry Jones does. But I think this message might have been the message to Amari Cooper saying, "You ain't gonna be wearing this uniform next year coming up."
Oh yeah, because they're saying that he was supposed to get a contract. Yeah, I don't think he's getting a contract either.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest reason why he didn't even get to play in that quarter. Bye, homie. Underwhelming. I always knew he was a shit though, even in Oakland. He played like this in Oakland. So now we know it's not just it was Oakland. No, he isn't shit. That's what it is.
First of all, what makes it worse is that Jason Garrett, you may not be here either, so you can be like, "Oh, bye." Basically saying that, listen, I'm not gonna be here. Fucking, if I happen to stay here, if I happen to be here, your ass won't be here neither. So yeah. And Dak, even though Dak owned up to the laws, he owned up to it.
He was hurt though.
He was hurt, dog. Give him that, but he needs to,
be better.
Be better, obviously. But he was hurt. But I think he should have took the money early in the year.
I think so too.
He should have took the money because he's not getting the money. He's gonna ask for $40 million. You can forget about that.
They offered him like 33, something like that. You should have taken.
And speaking of Winston, I'm speaking of money. James Winston.
So we'll just go to the Texans game now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What are you thinking? You should be happy that they're going to take a chance and bring you back next year, right? But you're saying that you want $30 million. Motherfucker, you on pace to throw 30 touchdowns and 30
30
interceptions.
for 30, yes. 30 for 30.
And you think that's gonna warrant you 30 mil?
30 for 30, yes.
More than $30 million?
I'm praying he throws 2 interceptions next Sunday. I'm praying. I want it. 30 for 30.
And in this game, which probably pissed me off too, but the Texans really suck.
Yeah, they do.
They are really horrible. Jalen was going to do two interceptions consecutively, and you only managed, what was it, 3 points to have?
3 points, yeah.
Really?
The offense only scored 3 points. 7 of them was just pick 6.
Like, what? Why? They were basically in the game. The majority of the game is basically in the game. And yeah, they're 7-8. They've improved. The Buccaneers, as far as had they, I'm gonna lie to you, had they had Mike Evans or they
would have won this game.
They would have won this game easily. So listen, the Texans honestly speaking, you didn't prove it into me. Yeah, you won the AFC South. Yeah, because you won a division that, was basically up for the taking until yesterday.
Pro Football Focus calls that the hard could it be division.
Yeah,
That's literally what they call it.
Literally, if the Colts doesn't have injury bug bite them in the middle of the year, they probably win this division. You didn't prove anything to me at all whatsoever. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. But
Jameis was 30 for 30.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope he gets it too.
I want him to get it so bad. I will give for this though. He is going to throw 5,000 yards this season. He's going to be in that ball club. The ball club with Breeze 1,000 times, Manning, Brady, and Cojones.
Yeah. And Matthew Stafford.
Thank you. And I'm missing somebody.
Kirk Cousins, I think.
Kirk Cousins threw 5,000 yards?
No, not Kirk. He was close. Ben
Roethlisberger, yes. He threw 5,000 last year. Like that type of company we're about to deal with.
And Dan Marino.
I was about to say Dan Marino too. Yeah, okay. I thought it was wrong, so I want to say it. Because I didn't feel like editing that out. But he's about to join that elite company. That guy is about to join that elite company.
That's great.
That's hilarious to me.
That's hilarious to me.
He's about to go watch, he's going to throw 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He's going to go 36 for 30. That's going to be his stat line. 5,000 whatever, 36 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be his stat line, and I can't wait to see it. All right. We skip the games for next episode, and Saturday night's game, Rams at 49ers in a great game that ended in the most Rams way.
And how was that, buddy?
You didn't see the end of that? With the beautiful defense that the Rams did, and Emmanuel Sanders running up the seam by himself, doing the Macarena for a nice, beautiful game for them to lose the game. It was great. It was wonderful. That was probably the most clutch performance I've ever seen. Remind me of that little catch that a certain tight end did to win the Super Bowl. Remember the Gronkowski catch? It was kind of like that. It was great. Freaking Rams. But that was a great way for them to end their season.
I mean, of course, yeah, just the Rams play. I thought it was great.
It was wonderful.
Excellent.
They played so hard too. They only lost by 3 points. It was a really hard fought game. They really had a chance to get in the playoffs and everything. And then,
I thought the 49ers was gonna blow it in this first part, but it's what it is.
Yeah. And there's one game we forgot to mention that actually does change the landscape of things for the NFC playoffs, and that's when the Cardinals actually upset Seattle. And did we not call that Seattle always plays trash against the Cardinals for some reason? And well, Kyler said, "F your first round bye. You're gonna play in the wild card."
Exactly.
It was great. Well, that was pretty much the game recaps for that. It's not much to say. I'm thinking of a schedule for next week. I don't remember exactly what I had in mind. I had a couple of things, but I'm so busy all the time. But we, of course, have our top 10 of the decade list topic for today, and that's going to be the top acquisitions of the decade, whether it's trades, whether it's coach and hires, whether it's free agent signings, whatever. We don't exactly have a top 10 list because we kind of thought of doing this last night. So we're just going to go ahead and mention some of the ones that we thought were really good each year and then go on with that. 2019 is not included in this because we don't know if it was good yet. The year didn't end. Correct. So we don't know. So we're just going to start from the beginning in 2010 and go through it, basically. So from 2010, the ones I have written down, and this will be some nice nostalgia of people from names that probably no one remembers, that you might remember right now. The ones I have written down is the Steelers actually traded away Santonio Holmes to the Jets that year, which is very interesting at the time. You know, he was a Super Bowl MVP just 2 years prior to that. But I guess because they weren't going to pay him, so they brought him away there.
Went to the Jets, and literally for 2 years, they made the Jets relevant for 2 years. And then, if only they had a quarterback that could throw him the ball efficiently. But,
never really had that.
We're not talking about that, though. What else you have, baby?
Anquan Bolden going to Baltimore from the Cardinals.
To me, that was a really good pickup for them.
Very good, since they won a Super Bowl 2 years later. It would only cost them a third or fourth round pick of that year. That's it.
Yeah.
And they got an all-pro level wide receiver. I don't know what the hell Cardinals were thinking there. Antonio Cromartie going to the Jets from the San Diego Chargers for just a conditional 2011 pick. Another big upgrade they had, which made that little beautiful tandem they had with Revis and Antonio Cromartie in the Jets. That made them relevant for 2 years. One? There's 2010, so 1 year. Adam Jones going to the Bengals. Adam Jones was originally in trouble for, dealing with guns like a retard when he was in Tennessee. Was out the league for like a year or two, and Cincinnati decided to pick him up. They were winning games for 4 years with that defense, and I almost said Andy fucking Dalton. He's trash. AJ Green, in the offense, and then a big one which also changed the landscape of his career and franchise. Marshawn Lynch going to Seattle, traded from Buffalo. That's 2010's acquisitions, which was those all were killer, especially the Marshawn Lynch one. So 2011, that's a lot. We got 49ers signing Donnie Whitner and 49ers signing Carlos Rogers in their secondary. And I don't know if people remember how dangerous that Jim Harbaugh 49ers team was. Oh, and that's another acquisition. The 49ers hired Jim Harbaugh as their head coach.
Literally turning into Super Bowl contenders that year.
Yeah,
literally.
It was very scary. Eagles signing Evan Mathis was the lost guard that no one remembers. He was actually very good for them.
Really good. Actually was really good for the offensive line. Shady McCoy actually ran excellent behind him. It was really good. So
there's other things the Eagles did that year, but we're gonna save that for Friday.
Of course, absolutely.
Because Friday will be the worst acquisitions in the decade.
Oh my God!
Oh, we're gonna have fun with that one.
That entire team should be one of the biggest.
I think they are gonna be.
Yeah, I think the entire team should be on that list, but we'll see about it.
Broncos signed Willis McGahee. The reason why the Broncos did anything offensively that year, because 2011 was King Tebow's year.
Willis McGahee.
He was the reason why they did anything on offense that year. The Texans signed Jonathan Joseph. It was a very good pickup. They were, I think, playoff contenders for about 2 years in that span. He's very good. He came from Cincinnati. Saved the one for last. Panthers trade from Bears, Greg Olsen. Cam Newton's best friend.
G-Reg?
We won't.
We're not going to say the song now.
And the biggest one that year to me, Saints signed Darren Sproles.
Excellent pickup, especially for that speed back type of thing they have over there.
Yeah, that year when the Saints were at home, literally averaged 40 points that year in 2011. Yeah, he helped with that. 2012, Asante Samuel goes to Atlanta. It wasn't a big pickup, but that's Atlanta. They went to the NFC Championship that year for a reason. They had a pretty good corner on the end of his rope, but good cornerback. I'll say that's definitely safe for last. And that might be the best pickup of the entire decade. Brandon Lloyd goes to the Patriots. They needed an outside receiver.
They needed help. It helped a little bit, but they only did for 1 year though. But
yeah, but he was also on the end of his rope.
Yeah, but he was very helpful, especially in that 2012 season. I forgot about Brandon Lloyd.
Yeah, pretty good. Reggie Wayne re-signs to Indy. The reason why he's in this list is because he originally was a free agent, but he was waiting for the best acquisition of where he was going to go that year, but then wind up just staying with the Colts and being loyal to them. But he was a free agent, hence why he's on the list. They didn't just re-sign him before the free agent.
New England really was trying to get him that year too. They were trying to get Reggie Wayne, and that would have been crazy. Reggie Wayne, Patriot
with Tom Brady. That would
have been crazy.
Bears trade for Brandon Marshall. Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall, reunite. Of course they did.
Of course they did, and of course
nothing happened.
Nothing happened, and then he literally shits on him every chance he gets.
And the best for last, Peyton Manning goes to the Denver Broncos.
Which literally changed that entire franchise.
That changed the AFC.
It literally. Because they thought that, he's going to retire after the Colts let him go. They said, the Patriots are going to run wild in the AFC. And Peyton Manning says, nah, not yet. Not yet. I mean, they still end up giving the throne back to the Patriots, though. But they made them work for it, though.
There was a competition, even though none of those teams win the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
They both lose to the Baltimore Ravens. 2013 now. Danny Amendola goes to the Patriots, the Wes Welker replacement.
Which I thought was a really good.
It took a minute, it took a year because he got hurt week 1, which everybody laughed about because everybody swore that was going to happen, which he did.
Which he was injury prone in St. Louis. So like, God damn it, like really. And then when he was healthy, actually could see what happened.
Yeah, on the following year.
Yeah. So
Patriots trade for Akeem Talib.
I like that one. I thought it was bold. I said, okay, cool. We can have someone in the secondary because we during that time we were known for having terrible defenses, terrible secondary.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw all over them, but at least he made it more easier for them to think twice to throw it.
Yep. Before I continue that is a mess up. He actually got traded the year before. My bad. It was 2012 he got traded for it. Because he played in the NFC Championship game against Baltimore, when he got hurt and he got destroyed by Akon Bolden. Yeah. But that was 2012's accusation, my bad. Dolphins get Brent Grimes. He was one of the only good things that happened in that defense. Yeah. Him and Cameron Wake, of course. When he mossed Calvin Johnson, that he was in both of them, he did that. It was awesome. Ravens get Elvis Dumervil, an underrated signing. He was actually very, very good in Baltimore. He was at the Denver before that. Titans get Delaney Walker.
That was a good pickup for them, honestly speaking.
Very good pickup. He played second fiddle to Vernon Davis in 49ers. Finally got out and became a star. Tennessee, very good. What else we got? Kansas City trades for Alex Smith.
Now, I get why they did it because Matt Castle clearly was a debacle failure. This is why people say that most quarterbacks from New England don't do well outside of New England, which they have a point. But, you basically got a younger version of Matt Castle, and it's okay for once.
And it worked out. They were quote-unquote contenders, quotations, with him. And Kansas City gets Sean Smith. It was actually a pretty good corner. It was he was in the cornerback tandem with him and Vontae Davis in Miami. And they're both very good. He was good for like 2 or 3 years, but then, he lost his speed and that was it. So, but he was good for 2 years. That's a decent pickup. Bears get Martellus Bennett.
And that was crazy because you have Martellus Bennett, tight end. You have Brendan Marshall, and you have a pretty stat-wise, Jay Cutler's a pretty decent.
With Matt Forte.
With Matt Forte, and you managed to do nothing with it because you suck.
They really did have a nice offense.
They did.
Wow. Lions get Glover Quinn. Glover Quinn at that time was known for hitting a ball into the Jaguars receiver's hands for a Hail Mary touchdown loss. But when he went to Detroit, he led the league in picks 1 year. I don't remember what year it was, but he led the league in picks. And that was very good safety. So that was a good pickup, low key. And did I skip one? Just one. Okay. And the big one that will put Seattle over the top and won the Super Bowl of the year, they wound up signing both Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill, which solidifies their front seven and made that defense the best defense this generation.
That was literally the best acquisition of that year. Yeah. By far, because it literally title contenders. That was it. And they literally put them over the hump against San Francisco.
Yep, exactly right.
That was literally the two best teams in the NFC. Like, who was going to get that top spot?
Exactly right. Yep. 100% correct. 2014. I'll skip that one. That's probably the best one. T.J. Ward goes to the Broncos. That solidified the no-fly zone, basically. And they got a healthy Chris Harris Jr. that year.
That was a year that John Elway completely just bought everybody.
And somehow didn't go over the cap.
Yeah.
Still to this day, don't know how.
I don't know how he did it, but yeah.
Yeah. Ravens get Steve Smith Sr.
That was a great pickup. It was a way for them to stretch the field out because I think Anquan Bolden was gone, I think, at that time.
I don't know. I missed that one. He went to the 49ers. I might have been that year, actually.
Yeah, and then the Panthers basically disrespected him, saying we're not going to resign you when he's the best receiver in your fucking franchise.
Yes, the only thing Cam Newton had thrown to outside of Greg Olsen.
Yes, so, so that was a great pickup for them. Did it amount to anything? It only amounted to a divisional round loss to the Patriots. So
Yes, one. If you watched our episodes last week, you will know all about that. The Lions get Golden Tate. Very good pickup.
Very good pickup.
Green Bay gets Julius Peppers. Very underrated pickup. And that's that 2014 year when they choked against Russell Wilson. That thing.
Of course,
but he was a big reason why that defense made a big step. Julius Peppers still has something left in the tank.
Yes.
Broncos get over their cap and get Aqib Talib, DeMarcus Ware, and Emmanuel Sanders. And TJ Ward all in the same offseason. Don't know how they be able to afford all of those guys, but they did. So yeah.
Went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And got obliterated.
Yeah, that was the year before that though.
Oh well.
This year they get beat up by Indy.
That was after they got obliterated and got embarrassed by Indianapolis.
Yeah, they bought all those guys and then Indy beat the shit out of them because Payton couldn't throw a ball anymore. That's what happened to them that year. Yeah. And the acquisitions that pretty much defined the rest of the season, the Patriots wind up signing both Darrelle Revis and Brown and Browner. They have a legit secondary, and they wound up winning the Super Bowl that year because Seattle forgot about Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, thanks. All right, 2015 only have two. Broncos wound up getting Owen Daniels, played a humongous part in the playoffs run they had. And his head coach is Gary Kubiak, who was his coach in Texans originally. And the Raiders get Rodney Hudson, a great offensive lineman. Doesn't show till the next year, though, because they make the playoffs the year after. But he had a big part in having a big bruising offensive line in Oakland. That's it. 2016, they got another offensive lineman that really helps them make playoffs that year, and Kalichi Osmeli. Alex Mack goes to Atlanta,
which was huge because they had that they were able to let Freeman run wild and they went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And unfortunately, just broke whatever the Browns had because they had. You know what makes it worse? Crazy. The Browns had a really fucking good offensive line and literally squandered it. It's ridiculous how bad they squandered it.
Yep. They're the Browns. Mitchell Schwartz goes to the Chiefs. To this day, is still their best offensive lineman. Yeah. Chandler Jones gets traded from the Patriots to Arizona Cardinals that summer. The Patriots fans were all enraged.
But it worked out in the end.
Yeah, and the Patriots signed Chris Hogan to their roster, who no one knew really who that was, but became a good outside threat that year.
It was so crazy that literally every time he had a first down, I was like, "What you gonna do? Like Chris Hogan runs wild on you, brother." That was me back in the day.
Yeah,
that was great, man.
2017, Calais Campbell to the Jaguars completely helps revitalize that entire defense, albeit with a trash schedule that's play. They did wind up going to the AFC Championship game that year. And they also picked up A.J. Boye, who was one of the best corners in 2016, originally from the Houston Texans. Andrew Whitworth goes to the Rams. Those 2 years, 2017 and 18, you'll see why. There's a church downstairs, bro.
Oh, yes. Christmas.
So this is going to suck for us, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, guys.
If you hear music in the background, that's a church playing loud music, so...
Yeah, the organs are on. And since we're in a hurry because it's Christmas Eve, we have to go places, I can't stop this. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, we're almost done anyway. Andrew Whitworth goes to the Rams. The next 2 years, their offensive line is one of the best in the NFL because of that guy. Alshon Jeffrey goes to the Eagles. Jabal Shear goes to the Colts. Good pickup for them. He's a great pass rusher over there. And the soon-to-be defensive player of the year, Stephon Gilmore, goes to the New England Patriots from Buffalo Bills. 2018, Tyrann Mathieu goes to the Texans, helps a lot. Rex Burkhead goes to the Patriots, helps them win the Super Bowl. As you'll see him destroy Kansas City in the second half of that AFC Championship game in 2018. And Richard Sherman goes to 49ers, as you see right now. That helps a lot, although he's hurt a lot. So, sorry for the rush. As you can probably hear in the background, things are going on. So, again, like, share, subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, and we are on Twitter at Podcast Dynasty. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. I hope you guys will get the presents you want. Hope your kids are good. Hope everything will be well. We love you. Peace out.